We're gonna try it again. We are trying this again. 'Cause I think the stream failed last time. I don't know if I'm live. Okay, I think I'm live again. I don't know why YouTube is being weird with the live streams. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyways, welcome back. I'm gonna wait a second just so people, can come back because I don't know. My stream didn't even tell me that we were not live anymore. All of a sudden I looked and like 4 minutes went by and there was no update on the chat or anything. And I was like, but I think we're back. We're so back, I think. I think we're so back. But I want to wait a second just to make sure. We back. So true. Where did the live cut for y'all? Because I don't know where the last thing you probably heard. I don't know what the last, when it kind of cut out, If someone knows where it cut out, where I kind of was at, did I start playing the instrumental even yet? Was I going through this yet? Or was that before, where did it cut before that? It's also hard, the chat and everything is delayed so much. So it's hard to see. But I'm just gonna, right before you were about to start playing. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Cool. So let me try again. We'll start back from the beginning. Cool. We're here, and intro Femininomenon, and this section is 3 different instrumentals. To start with, we have Femininomenon, still going. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. The filtered drums from I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And then this echoey 360 in the background to give you this. Which is cool. And then we have a buildup here. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. With this bit in the back of Femininomenon. And then that goes into this where it keeps same thing, but now we add the drums from Yes and once we get there. So that gets us. I liked the instrumental of I Can Do It With a Broken Heart a lot, but it didn't it didn't have enough of a dancey feel, and especially with it being called Club 2024, I was like, I need some more drums. I need it to feel a little houseier. I need it to bump a little more, which is how we got this. Wait, there we go. Music volume is low. I can turn it up. Let's see, is this better? Potentially the better. It does still say it's low on my end, but I don't know. It's not letting me make it any higher. So I'm gonna just increase the volume a bit on the master of this project. It might clip a little bit, it might be a little distorted. Ignore that. We're just doing it so it's louder in the stream. I think my voice is always going to be a bit louder than the mix. So, yeah. We'll go from here. So, set this. After this, it kind of goes into like a verse section, but I wanted to completely switch up the vibe, but still keep it close enough that I can go back to it when it comes time for the next chorus. So we have this. So this section, we keep the yes and drums going, but we take out the kick. Or try to EQ it out, you know. But then the instrumental of After Hours by Kehlani, you know, have that. So then I layer, keep the thing that kind of links it all together is the 360 still going right here. And then it's echoed with Lifetimes by Katie. So I changed the note at the end of this 360. It sounds a little bad isolated, but in the mix you can't really tell. So together, that's where Lifetimes was. I didn't use the vocal, I used the instrumental here. The Lifetimes was a song that I also couldn't really include a lot of because the key itself was far away from everything in its section that I wanted. The instrumental here is pitched down 4 semitones, which is why I couldn't use the vocal here really. But then, keeping the After Hour drums and the yes and drums still, we add lunch, so it does this. Which I was really proud of that transition. I feel like it works really well. So sad not to see BB. I Chase It. I had Chase It and I'm the Drama like on my list. I just couldn't really, got a little, just couldn't make it work. Is there a playlist of all the songs? Yes. Spotify. There is, actually I'm like, let me not expose my, oh, hey now. I know the volume's a little low on the audio. I can't really make it louder without kind of blasting the mix is gonna sound bad, but I guess that's okay. So this is the playlist. So it's in order of appearance. So you can call it Club 2024 track list. This part I kind of had to, splice things up a bit. So this is the original bass line for Lunch. Which is like great, but not for what I was doing. I wanted this more dancey house feel, and to do that I wanted to put the bass on the I'm blanking on the word, the offbeat. So I chopped up the bass line and put it so it's hitting on every offbeat. So it goes. So that kind of adds to the danciness of it. Just hope you include Katie in this mix. The mix is out and she's in it, so you can go see it. And then here we kind of go back to Femininomenon. And then we're back into this part, which was the same as the first chorus. And then we have our first transition. This one was a pretty simple one. It's basically just like a drum transition, so I can change the key really without any issues. It's just, there's a second that it goes to no key at all because it's just drums. So that's what happens here. So there's a lot of things happening here. There's a lot of isolated drum parts. We have Crazy, this instrumental. We have Von Dutch happening with this. We have the Guess drum instrumental. We have the Alter Ego vocal effect. A lot going on there. And together, continues. And then we add, here we finally change the key and put in the instrumental for Sao Paulo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And all together, So at this moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instrumentals at the same time. I'm gonna go through the instrumental first and then tackle the vocals and stuff afterwards. Actually, do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then we transition, keeping a lot of the same drum instrumentals, but we transition into the actual instrumental for Crazy. All the features involved. We have this moment, and then we change keys here to go into the next section. And to help with that key change, we change the key of the Von Dutch vocals. So this Von Dutch vocal, you're number one. So, ooh, I did not EQ out the low end of that. Whoopsies. So yeah, change this key here. So obvious. Going into this part. Thank you for the kind comments. So now we're into my favorite part of the whole mix itself, which is the part I actually started back in July. It's, or I guess not technically yet. This part came a little bit later, but it's leading into the Challengers Make You Mine section. So, the base of this whole kind of intro is this remix of Chihiro by Aaron Hibble, whatever the pronunciation is. But this is kind of the backbone of this part. And it's kind of sped up Chihiro by Billy. You know, gets bigger, gets grander. I don't see the Spotify playlist. Is it public? It is. It might be too new. Honestly, that search isn't finding it. It's in the description of the year end, so you can find the actual link there. But to add to the grandness of this, I wanted to add the melody of Houdini. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So that's Houdini on top of Chihiro. At the same time, we still have Alter Ego going. And we have Von Dutch happening. This is happening in the back. It's kind of hard to hear it, but... And then for the build, we take the drums from JoJo Siwa's Karma. Right here. So... adds to the build, and then for the final little addition, Houdini goes out, but then the strings from Karma show up. So all together, we get this kind of grand, you know, build up. You don't, and then that drops into Challengers, which it was a very proud moment for me, just because I kind of this build up of like 3 or 4 instrumentals, and then it just drops into Challengers. Yeah, love that. Now this is probably the most complicated instrumental part. There's a lot happening here. We have, it's very, you can't really even hear it at all, but it helps kind of link it. Make You Mine starts actually back here. The bass is Make You Mine. The Boy Is Mine is in the full version. I would say I wouldn't recommend watching this live stream if you haven't actually watched the mix, because kind of spoils it. So I would say go watch the mix. It's out. So the bass line of Make You Mine is what kind of brings us up to this drop. And while Challengers is going, still going, like the Make You Mine bass is still going, but I took out all the low end, so it just is like a little echo of it. Then the bass gets added. We have this kind of drum hit from Challengers. And then we add, we take out everything of Challengers except the drums and the like strings and stuff. So we keep the drums as well as this like kind of like, you know, strings and stuff, while the Make You Mine bass and the like synth is happening. And then one of my favorite little details, this part of training season right here. That comes. I love that. Thank you so much. And then this beat drop, is one of the first things I did back in July, and I was so happy with how it turned out. So, breakdown. There's so much happening here. Take away everything of Challengers except this like droning like I don't even know what I would consider that. And we use the drums of Alter Ego with that. And we have a tiny bit going of Make You Mine. It's just like a little bit of the high-endy, buzzy part of the synth. And the main thing that really ties it all together, brings it together, is the Von Dutch remix instrumental. Gets added right here. Which really helps bring up the tension and like the vibe. String part of Challengers. And that builds up into Make You Mine. Again, for the playlist, the link is in the description and in the comments of the year end itself, so you can get there from there. Now, the official instrumental, at least from what I know right now, of Make You Mine has not been leaked or come out. So there is no official instrumental of Make You Mine out there. So therefore, when you play the instrumental, the filtered one I made by itself, it sounds a little rough. Like you can tell there's like a quality little issue, like the drums aren't punchy. You can tell there's like that filtering sound from taking the vocal out. So to, you know, make up for it, I keep the drums of Challengers going without the bass. And since that drum is so crisp and punchy, together it makes up for the, you know, the filteredness of the Make You Mine instrumental. And also, while that's happening, training season's in the background. Just repeating over and over again. I should have EQ'd this out. Why did I not do that? You live and you learn. So this buildup itself right here has training season, Alter Ego, Challengers, Make You Mine, and Von Dutch. All happening. Then we get farther into this instrumental section. Or not instrumental section, but you know. It's great to see the process of your work. It's like, thank you. Yeah, it's really cool to kind of dissect it and look at all the elements that make it what it is. So we kind of do like a little call and response here. We have the Challengers strings coming back. And then as like the last touch, we add this high synth from Chihiro at the end. And it just adds the little like eerie bit in the back with everything. Yeah. Works great together. Okay, and then next we drop into 15 Minutes by Madison Beer. This crazy instrumental ending. This is one part I was a little worried. I'm like, is this too much? I feel like there's a lot happening right now. But I am really happy with how it turned out. So this part kind of gets... It's kind of crazy. Like, it's a lot happening at once. But then, I'm kind of taking this section to speed up the tempo. So right now, it starts picking up. It was originally at like 128, and then throughout this section, we actually increased to about 135, or no, 137 by the end of it. And then we do a quick tempo jump as we go into the part from the trailer. So to help with this transition as well, there's this part from Yaya by Beyonce that I use to help with the transition. Hello, why can't we hear you? Oh, it's muted, that's why. So that happens right at the end. And then I kind of echo out this boom, boom, boom to kind of help, you know, define the new tempo, and having that with club classics going. Now club classics is layered with, excuse me, the bass line from Carnival. This part. And I liked it, however, it didn't feel strong enough. It didn't feel like there was enough low end. It didn't feel like there was enough just bass in this part. So I just lowered it by an octave and layered it under. And so all together, so then to help build, we add this part from Yaya. Also the drum part from Yaya, as well as a drum part from Rockstar. All together. So it's kind of a lot. And then as we get ready to transition into the next part, we add in the bass bit of $1 Million Baby. Builds up, and then drops in $1 Million Baby. So, yeah, that's how that transition worked. Now, $1 Million Baby is actually a lot faster. I use it a lot faster than it actually is here. This is sped up. Its original tempo was 138, and I used it at 148 because I liked how it sounded sped up. Just because I thought I liked how, you know, it sounded with the increased tempo. And then just to add a little more oomph in the instrumental, I add Yaya back into it. Just kind of in the background, nothing crazy. Club Classics comes back a little bit here, as well as Rockstar. And then we enter this section, which was like the most draining part of this whole mix. I swear, this section was so hard. because I deconstructed everything. I never was liking how it was sounding. Honestly, if there's any part of the year end that I not would consider the weakest, but in my opinion, I think I like wish I could have made better, but I just couldn't, you know, I was getting stuck. This would be the section I would consider. But to tell you what's happening here, so the link between these two sections is the $1 Million Baby bass. So the whole time this section is happening, $1 Million Baby bass is still going whole time. Even at the key change, it's still going. And in the build up later, that bass line is there the whole time. And we added the drums from Genesis by Ray, and they just kind of go the whole time. And then we have the instrumental from The Code by Nemo, the winner of Eurovision. Add another layer of it. Very cinematic, very grand. However, it's like I filtered the part out, so it's the quality is not amazing, but it, you know, did what it needed to do, but to give it, you know, doesn't sound the best quality. So I like learned the part of the trumpet part and reproduced it myself. So that's the trumpet part. Or, sorry, not that one. This one. So it's, you know, it sounds really kind of derpy and fake, but when you layer it with the original instrumental, it kind of just adds a little bit more of a, you know, just fills it out a little bit more. Then we have a key change here as we get into the key for the next section. And then this is one of my favorite transitions, I think. But I end up ditching the drums from Genesis and just do a strong kick drum on the, I believe, the quarter note. I want to say, sorry, no, maybe. The reason why I did that is because we're transitioning into The Boy's Mine, which has the part. Oh, hello. Where is the instrumental? Oh, here we are. The Boy's Mine, which opens, you know, with this part right here. So I introduced that kick a lot earlier with everything happening here, you know, kind of establishing that beat, so then when it comes time to transition to The Boy's Mine, it's seamless. And then we go right into that. So, very proud of this exit. Yeah. So now this section is I just watched the video and cried, OMG. Thanks for the time capsule. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you liked it. So this section, the instrumental is The Boy's Mine with Not Like Us, mainly. This bit right here. With little bits of the instrumental from Girls by Kid Laroi. So all together. And then one of my favorite little instrumental bits is this part where Not Like Us comes back in. Right here. Yeah, cool little end of phrase thing there. Finally got a chance to listen to it. It's so good. Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really, really proud of it. So we have a kind of dance break part here. Granted, there are still vocals happening, but this drops into I kind of like sample little aspects from a bunch of different songs. So out of The Boy's Mind, the only thing from The Boy's Mind that stays is the bass line. So this is the bass line of The Boy's Mind. That's the only part that stays. The main beat now is coming from a filtered drum instrumental of It's Okay, I'm Okay. But then during it, we have these little licks of Not Like Us and It's Okay, I'm Okay. So yeah, that kind of builds up. Now this part was another thing I kind of reproduced myself. The haze and stuff were not from a specific song. This is just a vocal effect. Or not effect, but just like a vocal hey that I found. Oh, my apologies. There is still the drum from The Boy's Mind as well. But then this is just another percussion element I added to fill it out more. Thank you. Builds up. And then so the instrumental, it kind of sounds like, you know, everything just stops and then restarts, but it kind of then goes into the new section, and it's transitioned with the Step This Way from Not Like Us. Oh, still muted. My bad.
Step this way, step that way.
Which I was like, that I feel like that lyric, that line works well as like a transition, because Step This Way was giving like hoedown, and I was like, oh, we're entering Texas. Or sorry, this ain't Texas. So, you know, I feel like that was a good line to transition with. So then we get here, and right, this is still a bit of The Boy's Mind instrumental. The drums are still going somehow. And It's Okay, I'm Okay still has these like hits happening. But then it's layered with the drums from Espresso, with the drums of Good Luck Babe, and, you know, the iconic guitar from Texas Hold'em, which creates and then we enter the Good Luck Babe instrumental section, which had the same thing with Make You Mine, where there's no official instrumental out yet for Good Luck Babe, which is kind of crazy. Nothing Chappell Roan has instrumentals out, which is like bonkers to me at this point. So again, to make up for the fact that there was now no official instrumental, and the filtered one sounds a bit janky once we hit the chorus. It's not terrible, but you, again, can tell that it's kind of low quality. To address that, I kept the drums from Espresso going, because that still has the punchy, crisp drums. How many layers does this file have? Well, there's 115 tracks, like these, you know, there's 115 of these. The file itself, the file actually might not be that big, because it might not read or like copy the files that all go in here, but yeah. So Texas Hold'em is actually still going on, but it's kind of filtered out. It's a bit more muted in the background, but it's still there. Have the this little part from Espresso going too. And then chorus. Nothing really changes here. Good luck, babe. Bridge right here. It's also a key change. So right here we switch keys. And it's a nice change. I think we're only going up 2 semitones, but that is like a, when it comes to like key changes, it's kind of a satisfying one, where it feels natural. It doesn't feel like you're, you know, it's not like a harsh change, I guess. I've always wondered, how do you get around music copyright? Exceptions to mashups? Yeah, there's no exceptions. No exceptions, unfortunately. I just post it and hope for the best. That's literally... I just got a notice about copyright on the year end. I think it's just they're just monetizing it now, which is annoying because now you're going to get ads, even though I didn't put them on there, which is so annoying. I don't want you to... I'd rather there be no ads because I don't want you to be interrupted during your experience. But yeah, that's how that works. So... key change, and that drops us into Birds of a Feather. Do you ever agonize over 2 or more versions of a part? How do you pick which one to go with? Ooh, that's a great question. It does happen a lot where I have... It especially happens a lot when I'm kind of near the end of making it and I have songs I still need to fit in, and I'm like, there's no space for it. I'm gonna have to remove stuff that's already in it that is used multiple times. You know, like sometimes I'll use a song's vocal and multiple parts. So sometimes even if a part sounded really nice originally, I would have to maybe remove it to put another song in. Yeah, it just kind of goes with how to best maximize the time I have to work with, I guess. But yeah, Birds of a Feather. This part's simple. The only thing that really gets added here until the last chorus is this Murder on the Dance Floor lick. I thought it was cool to have that electric guitar with Birds of a Feather. I thought it was fun. Yeah. A little extra flair there. Just want to say thank you for making these end of year mashups. I enjoy watching them every year, and they help us stress around the finals. It makes my day so much better. Thank you. That's a really sweet comment. I love making them too. So, nothing crazy happening here. It's just Birds with a Feather. That's all that's happening. But then we have this part with We Can't Be Friends. Which I knew I wanted. I wanted this moment from the moment the music video came out. And when this section, I was like, I need to have a moment where everything drops out and it's just this part of We Can't Be Friends with the shot of Ariana crying. Like, I was like, this has to be in the mix. So, to make it hit harder, I purposefully, in the video, didn't show any of the We Can't Be Friends music video until this moment, because I didn't want people to know it was coming or see the music video and be like, oh, okay, so we Can't Be Friends is about to come. I wanted it to kind of shock, you know, or not shock you, but like kind of be like, like a gasp moment. So to do that, we drop out everything. I just have this like kind of impact here that hits, and we have nothing. And this is where the We Can't Be Friends, and then we slowly bring back Birds of a Feather, the Murder on the Dance Floor lick again, and then we're back into Birds of a Feather, the final chorus, but we have a filtered guitar part from Pink Pony Club. So this is from the end of Pink Pony Club. So I filtered that out and put it on top of the Birds of a Feather instrumental. This was also something I kind of knew I wanted to do, especially with how stacked and packed the whole mix is. I wanted just an instrumental part to like give it a second to breathe. So like there's a moment where it's just like, oh, yes, this is, there's a breath, and then it kind of all comes to a head where all these vocals get layered on top of each other, and Billie Eilish and Chappell Roan kind of layer their vocal and kind of hit the same note. So this is the vocals isolated. That last part made me cry. Oh, it literally made me cry too when I first kind of was putting it together. I was like, oh. But yeah. So this was actually a little challenging because obviously there's so much happening. You don't want it to be like messy. You don't want it to be too piercing or like hard on the ear. So since there's a bunch of background vocals, I couldn't just leave the normal vocal for Birds of a Feather because the background vocals were doing too much and then it would be hard to cut. Like there's too many vocals happening right there. Like too many background vocals. Not like for itself in the song, great. But when I'm also trying to add Good Luck Babe, if I just had it normally, too much would be going on. Yeah, too much happening. So, to avoid that, this Birds of a Feather line is 3 different audio clips. I isolated and filtered out just the ad-lib. Went to the official acapella that has the background vocals just for this part. And then switched to a different audio clip that is just, again, the ad-lib. So there's not that even better. That's not there. It's just that. So then when Good Luck Babe comes in, it's got an open surface. It just has that one high note Billy's hitting, nothing else to interrupt it. So that's how that happened. It was quite a complicated thing to make that worked well. That wasn't too much, happening. So that's mainly it for the instrumental. Oh, I forgot. We start bringing in this the string instrumental of We Can't Be Friends. So there's a version of We Can't Be Friends that's a string version only. So I layer that in here. It's quite low at first, and then it gets a lot louder for this ending bit. Makes it dramatic, makes it, emotional. Even a low. It's very beautiful just as an instrumental part. Yeah, very pretty, very, very pretty. Just finished watching it. Why did I start tearing with We Can't Be Friends? Yeah, thank you so much. And then while this is happening, we got Good Luck Babe kind of happening in the background. This is happening in the background. But we have 16 Carriages, this ending part. And then we have the gag of Wicked. This was obviously, kind of had to be somewhat of a last minute addition because the movie came out 2 weeks ago. It released in here. I'm watching the behind the scenes. From what I'm hearing, it sounds really good. Thank you. You must really want us bawling our eyes out. Yeah, that was the goal. So this vocal part was a little tricky. Oh, I forget also the echo sometimes will pitch up or down if you're increasing or decreasing tempo. this part, crazy, but I had to I really wanted to just use the part of Ariana singing I Hope You're Happy. Oh wait. Ah. This part. And I was trying to like filter out like the background vocals and just have the lead. Because Cynthia's, doing this in the background. So I kind of had to like play around with it to make it all fit well. This whole thing I think took like 250 hours. I want to say at least that. Not this part, but the whole thing. And then I don't know. I didn't specifically have the idea that I wanted to do like a fake out ending. I wanted that, to feel like the ending, but then this was like an outro or like not an interlude obviously. Yeah, like an outro, like a little like last, what's it called when there's like a little ending bit that's like not a reprise, like a just a little ending tag. So this is Saturn by SZA, and it goes into intro, end of the world. Has to change keys though. And then it just goes into intro, end of the world, and that's the last part of the instrumental. So during this bit, outro, refrain. Yeah, that's a good word for it. There's definitely a few moments throughout the mix that I was trying to do lyric things where like the lyrics would play on each other or the lyrics would lyrically make sense together. This was one of the moments. So we have Kali Uchis. She does Heaven Must Have Sent You Love. Then we have Love Me JJ that says love you and I love and I love, which then goes into Fortnite. I love you, which then goes into Gracie Abrams saying I love you. So it's just like I love yous in a row, and then the last ending bit, I cried when I first like made it, which feels weird to say, like crying while making like the project, but like genuinely when like I had the idea in my head and then I was like, this won't work, this can't work, and then it did, and I was like, ah. But we have the lyrics of Die With A Smile, intro, end of the world, and end of beginning. The world was, so if the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. Ariana says, and if it all ended tomorrow, I wave back goodbye, or I wave goodbye to the end of the beginning. So, lyrically it all feels very, ending, emotion, all of that. And I don't think I am able to show it to you here because it doesn't exist in this project. But fun fact, the end of beginning. This note it lands on. If any of you have ever produced anything or know of kind of what goes on in making music, there's a tool called Melodyne, which is a pitch shifter and tuning plugin, which you can use to change the notes of people singing. And there's a version that I got specifically for this project that can change the notes of the harmonies in an audio file, which is kind of crazy. But But the note that, or the harmony that end of beginning ends on, it's super, I want to find it and see if I can show you what it originally sounded like, because I had to tune it so it would end happy, because the actual, when I tell you, so much work went into this goddamn mix. So much, because I, down to like tuning the individual harmonies in an acapella so it would fit in key. Hello. Okay. So this is what the original, harmony. Actually, I don't think this is the right key though. Is that it? Is that the same key? No, I think it's lower. There we go. So this is the original harmony. If I can find the exact part I used. Okay, so this is what the original harmony sounds like at the end of beginning. Beginning, but it's a minor harmony. I can't pinpoint what note it is. Like there's a minor, it creates a minor chord. So I was like, I can't have the mix end on that weird minor chord. It doesn't feel right. So I melodined the vocal and moved the harmonies. So it makes a major chord because I want it to be happy. So that was one of those crazy, like, in-depth things I did not have to do, but I like spent a ton of time on to make sure it fit. I think I'll keep going through the project a little more, but if you guys have any questions about anything, sound effect of Streamlabs just made a sound. But if you guys have any questions, or like have any, like if there's any parts of the Megamix you would like to see like more of a deep dive on, let me know right now and I can get into it, because I don't want to necessarily go through the entire thing, but if there are certain parts, I can break them down further. Let me see if there's any other parts I kind of played with that were cool. Thank you. What was my favorite part of this Megamix? It's gotta be this section. This whole section. Yeah, this is the one I did in July. I love the intensity. I love drama. Every year end has some kind of intense section. This was kind of it, but it was also clubby and dancey. OMG, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, let me break that down. It's over here. Here's just like, let me just isolate the vocals here. So this is where we go.
Okay, we wanna welcome you to the club.
That's some nerd type shit.
We clapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lisa, can you?
Now this was a part too I knew I wanted to do, because when Never Play by Megan Thee Stallion came out, and it was the 1, 2, 3, 4. And she did 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. I was like, oh, that's literally, I have to do it, because there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 from Perfect, which was in the Saltburn movie, and then obviously the Hot to Go 5, 6, 7, 8. How'd you do the touch slow it down Witches Road section? Ooh, yeah, I'll go to that too. Start dancing with the steak face. Hey. Yeah, no, this instrumental was really, really something I was quite proud of. And I feel like the Carnival bass line just really just is a good what's the word? Foundation, you know? I also knew from the first time I heard Cowboy Carter, I was like, I heard Yaya and I was like, okay, so this is a section. So we're doing something with this, you know? This touch slow it down, which is road section. So this, again, this was also the last part I finished because, again, I was kind of struggling with it. So we have, isolate the vocals here. Wildflower. And then we change keys. I tried to do, it was kind of hard to hear. Well, like, it wasn't hard to hear, but I wanted to do the Slow It Down by Benson into Witch's Road because it was slow it down the Witch's Road, so. Yeah, so slow it down the Witch's. Into Disease. I loved the combo of Disease with the choir from Genesis. Love that combo. Yeah, loved that bit. Cool. You also include both versions of Karma. I did. Let me show you. I kind of, one of the reasons why I tell people to listen with headphones is because I pan a lot of stuff to the sides. So where Karma is, one side is more JoJo, one side is more Britton Smith. So the song on the left side is JoJo, while on the right it's Brit. So I knew with Karma, I was like, either way, if I put it in, people are gonna be like, why is Karma here? And then also if I didn't put it in, people would be like, oh, you didn't include Karma, you know? So I wanted to also use it in a way that didn't feel memey. I feel like this part right here sounds good. Like, it doesn't, like, it sounds, I didn't want to use the actual, like, Karma's a bitch, because I feel like that would have taken people out of it, but this, like, feels like, you know, cohesive. What program am I using? I'm using Ableton Live. So part where you mix Good Luck Babe and Taste. No, it's Good Luck Babe. Let's find it. Good Luck Babe. Hello. It's Good Luck Babe, Espresso, and Texas Hold'em. That's Espresso, Good Luck Babe, and Texas Hold'em. If you include both versions of Karma Wise, oh, to be honest, I didn't realize Brit's version was on Spotify. I assumed that was still unreleased. Let me add it. Ah, okay, noted. Didn't realize that was on Spotify. We'll add it to the list, or add it to the playlist. Cowboy Carter is such a great album. So true. Make You Mine part was fire. Thank you. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me was cool. Thank you. That was also a part that I had in, like, kind of near the beginning. wonder if I have like any old versions where like things are different. One other like lyric play I did was the please, 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 please. So this part right here. Where are you? Here. We have the pleases. Actually, I just want to play this whole instrumental part, or sorry, the isolated vocals, because I'm proud of how it all layers together. So in the background, there's training season happening. It's the this part. However, again, reasons why this took me so long is there's not a part of her actual vocal, like in the official acapella, where this is isolated on its own. It's always interrupted. So this is what it actually sounds like. Oh, wait. Sorry, Melodyne. I actually did Melodyne this. So actually we can look at Melodyne. That's actually cool. Okay. So this is the part of training season. It originally, I changed these notes here because I had to chop it up. It originally sounded like they didn't dip down there at the end. But yeah, then I changed it. But there's no part of this part that's not interrupted by... So Dua's vocal was in the way, so I had to literally chop it up and re-pitch everything. K-pop songs you included were solid cuts. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I chose some good ones. Oh, well, let's go back to listening to just this. So yeah, love the please, 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 please. Any tips on making good mashups? Oh, that's broad, but I would say work at, like, you know, just kind of play around, try stuff. It, like, I've been doing this now, going on my 11th year, so it's like I just have been doing it for so long that I've kind of now gotten into a rhythm with it. But can you show any drafts or failed parts? Yes. Let me make sure my... let's see. Let me see if I can have if I have some old drafts. Like, you can see how many times I did we have like 2024 year end, September 5th, idea number 2, you know, a lot of drafts in November, October. Let's see, what's this draft in October? Ooh. I have to quick restart my Finder. Sometimes it is annoying. I appreciate the odd songs that were culturally significant in some way too, and not necessarily top 10 Billboard. Thank you. Me too. The top 10, especially the latter half of the month, was boring. It did not change. It did not move. I wanted to actually, like, you know, include stuff that I felt like, to me, especially as someone in the gay community, songs that I feel like were actually, like, big for us too. So wait, let's see. I don't think you're able to hear that. So let me... I think Black Hole should do it. Okay. Let's see. Can you hear... Oh. Oh, but I can't hear it though. Dang it, that's playing, but I can't actually hear it. Let me just open it in here. How do you get the audio files? I sometimes you have to kind of like rip songs from like YouTube and Spotify and stuff just because, or buy songs too. I also like buy a lot of the songs just to have good quality. And then I filter them using like it's a website called AudioStrip. Where I know that I have older. Let me not actually. I don't know if all of these mashups are out. So let me not expose it. Okay, here I've just found my first draft. It's called 2024 Year-End Mashup Idea, and it was made in June 26th. It wasn't even July yet. This was my draft from June, which is crazy that I was June. I already had a draft. I don't even know what this is going to sound like. So this, okay, yeah. Oh, so this is just an instrumental. This doesn't even have vocals, does it? Oh, it just has this. So this, okay. Yeah, June. Okay, first, this is the first demo. So that wasn't there. That became Obsessed. This is basically the same. Basically the same. Had Please Please there. Kind of glad I took that out. That's the same. Okay, here's an example of the Von Dutch remix instrumental. Oh, so good. This is an instant where I had to sacrifice an idea I had to fit another song, because this is originally before Karma was even a thought. That's originally it had that whole introduction to the training season chorus, and to be honest, I like it better. But Karma worked well there, so I was like, I kind of have to sacrifice this part that I really like, because I think including Karma here was important. Oh my god, hey Mr. Coconut Head, it's been so long. So, yeah. Well, where's the rest of this go? Not much here else. Von Dutch Remix was here originally. Because this draft, I didn't even have the idea for 15 minutes yet. It was just Make You Mine and Challengers. This is still the same. No please yet from... There's no please yet from Beautiful Things. Oh my gosh, Dress to Impress, that would be funny. Greedy was never intended to be... It was never going to be in the mix. Since Greedy was so prominent last year, I know X's did it 2 years. However, since X's was like the second single and I added it last minute to last year's mix, I wanted to actually feature it more for this one. um, give it a bigger, spot. But yeah, I think my throat is getting so dry, so I'm gonna stream for like 10 more minutes. But if you have any last questions or any other sections you'd like me to deep dive in, let me know and I can cover them quick before heading out, just 'cause I'm getting parched. My throat's getting dry. This part. Love this part. Take you all the way. Can you see? Oh, use debut. Yes, you said that earlier. Let me find that. This is also kind of a last minute addition. After the mix was finished, I was thinking, I was like, I kind of wish I put debut in the crazy section, like with Pretty Girl, Mantra, Crazy, Guess, like that section. I kind of wish I put it in that section, to be honest, but the mix was done. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. This right here. This is the vocal isolated. I did include the scream from the Vonda remix. Fun fact, I guess, the scream in the Von Dutch remix is not that it's not on key, but by itself, like the scream isn't really in key, so I pitched the scream up so it was actually in key. Yeah. Where Divine Gravity could be in the 2020. I don't think Divine Gravity will make it both years. If anything, I think something else from Wicked Part 2 will make it, but not Divine Gravity again. How do you decide which songs do and don't make the final mix? It depends. It's not a science, so I kind of just have to try to make everything fit. But just, it comes to crunch time, and this week I was still finishing up the mix, and I had 10 songs that I just couldn't find a place for. And I, then I was like, I'm just going to have to take the L and not include them because I just can't fit them. Let me think, what songs were on my list that I didn't include. Red Rum was one by whoever that is. 21 Savage, is it? Red Rum. Like That, which was Future. Also didn't make it. That was on my list. One of the BB Rexa songs was on my list. There's a lot more. Why am I blanking? A Fred Again song, Leave Me Alone, was originally in the mix. Yeah, just there was just a few songs that just didn't really. Oh, that was also something I didn't think to add a section for Liam Payne, and then I started seeing comments asking about if it would be in there, and I was like, I just don't really have a spot for it. So he didn't unfortunately get a section. Definitely holding space for this matchup. Oh my gosh, Your Mix was so good. Gonna be on replay for sure. Thank you. I love that you added Mustard. Yeah, that was also a last minute addition. So you're just looking at the file? Yeah, I'm just looking over the file right now. Just wanted to, I was after it had been an hour or two after the mix premiere, I'm like, I'd love to just talk about it because I've been working on this again for the past 6 months and have had no one to talk to about it. I don't show it to anyone in my life. I genuinely, no one had seen this mix until last night. I don't maybe it's bad that I don't get opinions, but I personally like, it's just my baby. It's like my project that like my boyfriend, my friends, no one hears it until it's done. I want people to hear it for the first time completed. Where was the mustard at? I'll play it one more time. Right here. Oh. This is also, the mustard is not like something that's in key. So I had to like by ear detune the acapella to be in key. Because this is what originally was the key was in. Or not the key, but this is what it originally was. But obviously this is going to clash heavily. Like it's like, ugh, what is that trying to do? But since it's not in any specific key, I had to just by ear try to find it. So it's up a semitone, but then it's also detuned 32 cents. So, Baby Monster is not in it. Which artist did you have the most fun incorporating throughout the mix? Chapel and Ariana were very fun. Same with Charlie. A lot of them were fun. It was just a very fun experience overall. Honestly, the same way when it comes to my mashup. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds cool though. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to think if there's anything last that I'd want to show you how I did. I was also proud of how I incorporated Woman's World, because Woman's World, if you are not necessarily a music theory person, Woman's World is not in a standard major or minor key. I'm blanking on what the key actually is, but it has like a raised something. Basically, if you were to just put the acapella on top of a different instrumental, it just would never go into key. It would never just fit. So, to make up for that, I put it in the part of the mix where the key of the instrumental actually modulates. This part of the instrumental of I Can Do With a Broken Heart modulates. It kind of, not necessarily changes keys, well, it does a little bit. But the key modulates here, and lucky for us, it modulates to a key where Woman's World sounds good in it. So then, let's go back down here. However, if I were to include the whole phrase, it probably wouldn't work well. If I did this, like this will sound bad right here. Actually, it doesn't sound terrible, but I don't love it. Yeah, I don't love it. So I only use the part that to me I thought worked the best. So the intro, there's not much to it. It's just Phenomenon, and then I just kind of tried to make the vocals kind of fit together like a puzzle. There is a bit of overlapping. I did try to minimize it, but there is still a little bit of overlapping with the vocals. Oh, this is a lyrical moment. Just a cute little lyrical nod there. Favorite song in the year's mix. Oh, that's so hard. That's just like a favorite song of the year. Which is maybe Training Season by Dua, maybe. I'm not totally sure. Made a Chick Chick Boom mashup that was inspired by you. Hey, I'd love to hear it. This year's stacked. Best year of music since 2016. Let's be for real. I agree to an extent. This was a really good year. I just also don't look at 2016 as like peak music year. Like there's a lot of things from 2016 I liked. However, it was also just like the peak tropical house era that I didn't necessarily love. So, Mixolydian. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. That's the word. I took theory once. So you included because you saw some of the comments on the trailer. Oh, songs you included. Yes. So I can actually look it up because they... I'm looking. So the songs that I added because I saw comments about it. I added the song from Arcane. That was added because I saw comments about it. Blood on White Satin, which is the song from Scream 2. That was added because of comments. Soltera by Shakira. Added because people asked about Shakira, and I was like, oh, I guess I kind of forgot to put her. The song from Descendants 2, Red. Or not Descendants 2. Isn't Descendants 4 or something? I don't know. That song was added. And then the bit at the beginning, someone asked for Jelly Roll, and I was like, ooh, that's not necessarily my speed. But I added his song, this part. It's not Jelly Roll singing, but it's part of his song. And yeah. I'm looking to see if there are any other songs that got cut that are in here. Oh, Timeless by The Weeknd got cut. Let's see. Kehlani, the song, got cut. Leave Me Alone got cut. 28, I believe it was a country song, got cut. Candy Paint by Normani got cut. I replaced it with 159. Pink Skies got cut. That was another country one. Did Gotta Only get cut? Gotta Only? I feel like that wasn't even on my... Did I just completely miss that song? I feel like I've just missed that song completely. Where... Did I just completely forget that song? Y'all, I'm just realizing now I totally forgot the song. I'm so sorry. I'm now realizing that this song just never made it to my spreadsheet. It's in my list. I have my list right here. It just never made it to my spreadsheet. That's... Wow. Well, that's unfortunate. There's a song that was supposed to be in it that I just didn't make it to my spreadsheet. Dang. Okay. Tell Your Girlfriend didn't make it. That was a song from Tik Tok. Jolene, Beyonce didn't make it. Two Most Wanted didn't make it, actually. Also Beyonce. I was originally going to put it... Though that's another demo I can show you. But I was originally going to put Two Most Wanted at the end. And it was going to be really cool. But it was too far in key and it just sounded bad. Originally, I had the vocal of Birds of a Feather doing the... this part. And then it went into Two Most Wanted, and they do the till the day I die, like that part. Till the day I die. And it originally did that, and it sounded good, like the concept sounded good, but the vocal was pitched down so much to be in key, it sounded bad. Because lyrically I was like, oh, that's perfect. Trying to think. I don't think there's any other songs that didn't make it. Yeah, everything else made it. So that's the scoop. Yeah. Well, I think on that note, I'm going to wrap the stream up because I am parched. I need to eat. And yeah, I had a good time though. Thank you all for joining. It was fun to kind of do a deep dive and look into the creation of this and, you know, this beast of a mix. So thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed the mix, the year end. If you did, you know, I don't know what if you did, that's great. There's nothing I guess you would I would tell you to do, but thank you all. I will see you next time I do a stream like this. And yeah, look out. I'm going to post an instrumental video next week that kind of breaks down each instrumental part and everything. So look out for that. But yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoyed Club 2024. And I will see you next time I stream, which who knows when that will be. But thank you. All right. Bye. Peace out. Have a good night or morning, wherever you are.